Now it's time to set up the MailChimp account. MailChimp is free for up to 1,000 emails per month, which is generally fine for most small businesses to get started with. You can always upgrade later. So MailChimp.com, and we go in and we'll set up the account. And once we set up the account with the email, username, password, then we'll be able to connect this up directly to that form, but we'll be using a program called Zapier. So we first start off with just getting this account set up. So let's get that going. And once the MailChimp account is set up, again, you can just automate those responses that come in from the Google form and populate the email contact list in MailChimp automatically. All right. So we've got this one set up, and this is just basic information. You'll need to put in, of course, the email, password. It will require addresses and some other items, and of course, verify that through your email. And then that's about it to setting up the email account. There's not too much. Well, let's continue the process here, and we'll take a look. So go into the email, and we will activate the account. And so here we have the MailChimp account set up. We're going to continue with the free service. We don't need to upgrade. So you can see we can send up to 1,000 emails per month. Now we fill in the business information, and this is required. So when you're doing email marketing, you need to provide contact information and address. And this is what gets populated at the bottom of the emails with the opt-out. You have to make it available for people to opt out of the email, and this is why you use a service like MailChimp or one of the other email services, because it's all built into it. So it's going to be legal. And once you get those email addresses, if people want to opt out, that's great. And in fact, one of my business coaches told me, Scott, if you're not getting people unsubscribing from your email list, you're not sending out enough emails. So we're just telling a little bit about the brand. And so we've got the website set up, so we can just copy that URL, and we're going to place that in here. And all we really want to do is we're just going to be sending out some emails, so we don't need to fill in a lot of the information. So now we have the email set up, and here we are in the MailChimp account. And you can see we've got some subscribers here that we did as a test, so filled out that form, and those were then going to be populated here into the email. Now, the next step is we're going to use Zapier to show you how to automate the information from the form that goes into the contact sheet to get that populated here in to the MailChimp account. But let's go into what it takes to create a campaign. So you just create the campaign and choose the style. And we want to keep these as simple as possible. You really don't need a lot of photos or to make it look like it's a fancy newsletter, newspaper type thing. So we're going to use the standard template, and then we're going to scroll down and look for the simple text. And there we go. So we'll just click on the little hourglass or the magnifying lens. That's going to open up the editor. So on the left side is what the email looks like, and on the right side is where we design it. So we just click on the little pencil, and then we go over to the right side, And there we get to put in the text that we want. So in this case, we're going to go with a very simple headline. Now accepting new clients. Once we have that, then we're going to change the body here. So we'll do the same thing. We'll just highlight that, and you can put in hyperlinks. You can embed images as well if they're helpful. But for the most part, my recommendation is to keep your emails as simple as possible. So we're just going to put this information. You can see there at the bottom, it's got copyright information, the mailing list, all the required information, including the unsubscribe buttons that people can use. So again, that's all hardwired into the MailChimp program. So we've got a headline, we've got some text, we hit continue, and the classic builder, we can set that as default, but at this case, we'll just give the option for that in the future. So we save and continue, and we go in, and now we're going to choose our recipients. So in this case, we have 3 people in the list, and you can segment those different ways by adding tags, but in this case, we're sending the message to everybody. And we're going to send it from, and we want it to be from Paul White CPA, full name, with the email address. And then we're going to, we've already added the copy. And so then what we need to do is just set the subject line. So we add the subject line. And this is the first thing that people will see, of course, in their email browser, whatever they're using. Right below that subject is a little preview text. So you get to use that as another form of introduction into what the message is going to be about. So in this case, we said the subject line, accepting new tax clients. And in the preview, we're going to let people know that it works for both individual and businesses. So we put that in, and we save that. And so now we have all of our fields. We've got the recipients, we've got who it's from, we've got the subject, and we've already formatted the text. So now we hit send. And in this case, we're just going to send it right away, and it goes out, and there you go. Now it'll take a little bit for the email to actually go through the system, and then you can check the reports. This will tell you how many people received the email, if you had bad email addresses that bounced, if you had people that unsubscribed from the email list. And again, you want people to unsubscribe. People that you don't want to do business with shouldn't be getting your emails. If they don't want to work with you, no problem. And so you can see this is what that email looks like. So that is a straight shot at MailChimp.